Well, hello there and greetings, fun seekers and lovers of adventure. Terry Brock here, and I am accompanied by the lovely and charming Gina Carr. Gina, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Terry. How are you?
We're doing fine, and this is a fun thing we're doing because we get a chance now to talk to you about some things that happened this week that can help you, things that we've experienced, but also we're in the midst of some fun things going on with the technology. Gina, saying, get your hand off. Because see, when I put that here, does that shake the table? Don't you love live streaming? It's good. And by the way, you're wondering, golly, Terry, how come you have such a prominent graphic lower third there with terrybrock.com/5K? Because that was one of the things we did this week. Gina helped out on that quite a bit.
Well, you put together some great information, and I put it together in our system that we use called Kartra to make it easy for people to access it. So yeah, go to terrybrock.com/5K to get your copy of the 5K. Quickly, I say it a little differently than you, but you created it. Yeah. Quickly create quality content.
Create compelling quality content quickly.
That's it.
That's it. Get it 5K. Create compelling content quickly.
I'm thinking that maybe you need to repeat that kindergarten class back in Napoleon, Michigan.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't go to kindergarten, so that's why I got it.
I didn't know. I did not know that. You did not go to kindergarten. See, isn't this amazing what we learn on live streams? I like it. Well, anyway, we wanted to share that with you and some other things. And also, just as we're putting this together, we're getting all the details. It's like things start falling apart. Our internet, we're not getting Ethernet, whatever. We're operating now on Wi-Fi on this computer, which is something we normally don't do. And Gina is not at her computer. She came in here, had to come down the hall because what's your computer doing right now?
Well, one of them would not access the internet, and the other one was running too hot. Lots of problems, lots of tech problems. Yeah, many people would have just thrown up their hands, and we're only running a little bit behind on what we had planned to do on this, but we persevere. We push through and make it happen because we love to do video.
Exactly, we do. And so I thought, hey, this is really a good experience, though, because many people think, oh, you don't have any problems at all. No, we got a lot of problems. And so what you do is you figure out ways to adapt and adjust on it. But we did want to share this for you. So I'm reaching over here to my computer where Gina is sitting now so that I can adjust and go to a different scene. There we go, to a different scene. See, I'm using Ecamm for this, so we can come back here and go, oh, there's one scene right there for you, and then here's the other one that we can go over there, because we've had quite a few things happen this week. One of those things that was a pretty big deal was I had an opportunity. Notice how this graphic is covering up both of us there. John Lee Dumas. John Lee Dumas is, of course, the person who started Entrepreneurs on Fire. He has a new book called The Common Path to Uncommon Success, an incredible book, and this is available on the YouTube channel. Matter of fact, what you can do here, I'm going to come back.
The interview is available on the YouTube channel.
That's right. The book isn't. Thank you for clearing that up. Otherwise, that could be rather confusing because we want to say, no, that's not there. What we do have, though, is the book is over here. The interview you can see as we move around here. Should we change that? I think we should change that to a different one. There we go. Okay, a little bit wider. There we are, something like that. And we'll move this over here because here we are on the Agorapreneurs channel on YouTube. You go to Agorapreneurs, and by golly, looky over there. You'll see it's right there. We've got Terry Brock with Entrepreneurs and Uncommon Success. By the way, 13 minute, 42 second, a really good interview that you want to hear because it's going to give you some ideas of how you achieve what he's doing. John Lee Dumas is a person, if you don't know him, he is a person that's doing very well. He's doing 1.4 million downloads monthly, and he announces his income and earnings. Gina, you've heard of that.
He's been doing that for many years, and he hasn't had a month below 100,000 in more than a decade. Well, 8 years?
Yeah,
okay,
I think it's
all right.
8 years.
So a long time. And many times it's over 200,000.
Yeah.
And he started with a daily 30-minute podcast interviewing entrepreneurs. When people said, you can't do that, nobody will listen to podcasts every day, and you can't do one every day. And he figured out how to do it and batch it, and it's been a really brilliant success story. And he's shared his earnings from sponsorships to products that he produces, to courses and programs. He has a program called Podcaster's Paradise. So I'm a big fan of John Lee Dumas, obviously. I've helped him with a couple of projects that I've helped him with. He's
Yeah.
actually been a client.
Yes, exactly. So there's a lot there, but I want you to hear that interview because in the interview we talk about what you do and how you find that niche, what he has done, because he did that years ago when he started. He said he didn't know which way to go, didn't know anything about podcasting, but he learned, and now he's built this empire and bringing in. And they show, by the way, not just the gross, but the net, and the net is often way over 100,000. So that's good. And they live in Puerto Rico, where they pay 4% tax on corporation. 4%, which is not too bad, you know.
Not too bad. You know, one of the things you mentioned that he started and he improved, but one of the things he talks about is he did hire a coach in the beginning, and so I think that's one of the important lessons anytime you're trying to learn new skills. Like, for example, we're using Ecamm, and you have invested in programs and
Yep.
communities to learn how to do Ecamm and to do that training and such. So he hired a coach who walked him through all the steps, and so I think that's real smart when you're trying to learn new skills and new technology.
Yeah, absolutely. Real important to get somebody to help you. You can do it given this much time. Notice one hand's off the screen. You can't even see it. But do it in this much time, you can hire someone, and it does a lot better. Well, that's one of the things that we've been doing. Another thing that we've done this week is you were on a challenge with, now when we say something's challenging, that's usually a euphemism for, hey, something's going wrong. But we know that there was a lot happening there, a lot of good that's happening, and we can do it. But by speaking of things that are good that are happening right now, by the way, I want to mention to you that Bob Pick is joining us. Hi, guys. Bob, we're glad to have you here. Our dentist friend, periodontist, up in the Chicagoland area, and always good to have him coming by. We also have Marvin Willis. Your link should be live, and I think it is live right now. And on LinkedIn, I think it should be going out there right now. So that's good. So we're getting Bob over here on Facebook, and we're getting Marvin here that way. Also get over on Facebook, a user here. Hi, Terry, plus Gina Carr. I like that. Very good. And Bob dropped another 4% A. What the? Yeah, exactly. In my dreams. Well, that's right. You don't have taxes in Chicago, do you, Bob? No, I think they abolished all that. Yeah. No. Oh, that was my dreams. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, 4%. Seriously, it's 4% corporate tax. And then, by the way, you pay yourself dividends, and the tax on that legally, according to the IRS, you're still a U.S. citizen as the IRS, your percentage is 0.
And of course, we're not giving any tax advice here.
No,
on,
we're not giving. I'm
on
just
the
saying
Gina
this.
and Terry show right now. We're just saying what we've heard.
The law is. The law is 4% for corporate, and that's because of what was called Act 20 and Act 22, Puerto Rico. They're doing a lot of things right there. So kind of fun to see that, and that's where they are. But we were talking about challenges. Now, when I hear the word challenge, I think, wait a minute, what's going on here? That's just something that we don't want. We don't want to have that, and we want to get rid of challenges. Well, there's a challenge that you went through. Tell us what that is.
Well, actually, I wasn't in a challenge. I was in a training about challenges. So to my point about when you want to learn new skills, it's good to hire somebody to help you do that. So there's a guy named Pedro Adeo who has coined himself the challenge king, the challenge guy, and he really has come from basically nowhere in the internet marketing world to within just the past year being on everybody's radar who's interested in doing challenges. And he's been hired by some big names to help them, Damon John for one, and Dean Gracioso. I think he was involved in Tony Robbins' challenge that Tony and Dean did recently. So he is, in my opinion, the world leading expert on challenges. And I was training with him in an intense advanced program. So I've been training with him now for several months, and this was just another level of that. So essentially I was in California this past week, even though I didn't leave Orlando, but the conference was a hybrid. So they had about 40 people in the room in California, and then there were 90 plus of us out in Zoom land. And so it's an interesting experience.
Okay, well, Gina, it sounds good. I know that's exciting and all that, but what I'm really interested in is, what is a challenge? What do you mean? When we say they're going through some challenges right now, that's a negative, but I think it's different. And by the way, from a business point of view, this is something that is generating money. I have to step back objectively and go, okay, something's going on there with that. So tell us, what is a challenge in the sense that is Pedro Adeo, is that Adeo?
Adeo. Mm-hmm.
Adeo, Pedro Adeo, how he defines it.
Okay. Well, it's a short period of time, anywhere from, you could do 3 days, most people do 5, but it could be longer, where you're working to learn a specific skill, or you're making some improvement in your life. in your body, in your financial health, in your relationships. It can be in many different aspects, many different areas. So what he typically does usually is a 5-day challenge. But he just did in January the 31-day wisdom challenge.
So 31-day wisdom challenge.
Mm-hmm.
What would be a 31-day wisdom challenge? I don't understand.
You're gaining wisdom. I believe in that case they took the book of Proverbs and they read a different verse each day in Proverbs.
Oh, okay.
And they brought in speakers that are well known in the Christian community. He got his legs in the challenge world in the Christian entrepreneur. I think he calls it kingdom entrepreneur world. So that's what he really focused on in the beginning and where he gained a lot of traction and steam. So he would help those folks learn about some aspect of entrepreneurship and how to get their finances in order, how to get their business in order so that they could grow their online business, their entrepreneurial business. So you just take a skill or a specific set of skills and you help people learn it in a short period of time.
Okay, well then that's good. And has it been good for you?
It's been very good for me. I've led a lot of challenges myself. I've led just in the past 12 months. Let's see, I've had a LinkedIn challenge, Facebook Live challenge, Fund Your Freedom challenge, Non-Airplane Money challenge.
Non-airplane money, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Somebody smart gave me that title. Let's see, Clarity to Cash challenge and plant-based challenge. I worked with somebody else. We help people learn how to do plant-based eating, but mostly I focus on business and video and challenges that help people convert their videos to money through online courses or membership programs.
Okay, well, it sounds like something to be interesting. So I look at it from a business point of view. This is something where you can learn a topic, intensely focused on it for a short period of time, 3 days, 5, 30 days maybe. Have you heard of any like 360-day challenges? Would there be such a thing like a full year?
Yes, I think you're in one.
Well, actually, we got something like that. It's not so much a challenge. It's more of a, well, it is kind of.
I think they called it a challenge.
Yeah, with Jason Stapleton.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Stapleton's the guy that I'm working with for that and learning about producing content every day. Doing something, even a little bit mini piece, something that you can do. So anyway, those are things that are going on with us right now. What do you have next on your card?
Yeah, I just want to dig into challenges just a little bit more with a little snippet here. One of the most powerful things about challenges is because you're working intensely through video with folks and you're giving them little activities to do each day, basically homework where they go out and get a win, something that relates to moving themselves forward towards this goal. It really helps people to go through the traditional marketing funnel in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
So in the past, it might take somebody from the time they become aware of your brand or your name to months or years before they actually purchase something. The way this is structured and the way it works, it just really, it doesn't take advantage of, but it plays right into natural human nature and works through the awareness, interest, consideration, intent, evaluation, and purchase decision within a very short period of time for big bucks. Somebody basically doesn't even know your name, and then within 5 days, they were spending a couple $1,000s with you. This happens a lot.
Interesting. Well, I think the key there is when and for you that are designing courses, you're putting courses together and you're putting together training, think in terms of not just, wow, this one lasts for 6 months or this lasts a year. Some of them can, and that's important in some areas. Like, for instance, if I wanted to be a dentist, I'm not going to learn that in 3 days. Knowing nothing, going to be a real dentist. At least I would not want to go to that person as a dentist. But some topics you can learn. So for instance, something like I want to learn how to use eCam, or I want to learn how to use Clubhouse, or I want to use some other relevant technology. Something like that I think could be ideal. Could be really something to look into.
And speaking of the Clarity to Cash Challenge, I see Lois Kramer, my co-conspirator there. She's the one who inspired that challenge. Hello, Lois.
Hi, Lois.
She's just such a leader in helping people get clear about their IP, about their intellectual property and their expertise and how to communicate that to the world. So that's a challenge that she and I have done together. Have we already done it twice? Lois, did we do it twice? I know we've done it once and we're going to do it again soon. Yeah, maybe just once already. But it's really fantastic. And this Wednesday in Video Rockstarz, we're going to be talking more about challenges.
Okay, yeah, and Video Rockstars. And if you're not aware of Video Rockstars, we're having some real fun times there. Lois is joining us for that, and others. And she says, "Hi, kids. We're just glad to have you here with us." And then in our Video Rockstars, it's a community where we learn about video. Yes, the basics of it. You also get a lot of good critiques on doing your video, and we have a community. I think the community is the best part of it because the people that are there helping each other, going out of their way. You've got a chance to get support on a topic where you say, I'm trying this, I don't know. And so we give people a chance to be in a hot seat and do some hot seat coaching. And it really works very nicely on that, I think so. And and Lois says, woot, VRS is terrific. Well, thank you, Lois. And we appreciate your input on that and being there with us. But that's going to be, if somebody says, hey, I want to check it out and understand what it is, Gina, what would they need to do?
Well, one of the easiest things is just to go to our free Facebook group, which is called the Video Challenge Group. And with that, videochallengegroup.com, sorry, that's how you get there. And with that, you can plug into our free training, and then you can learn more about the actual Video Rockstars program, which you can get on the wait list there. It's not open right now, but videorockstars.com with the Z, and you can join the wait list.
Yeah, exactly. And a matter of fact, I see we have a comment here from my buddy Robert Kennedy III. Wonderful guy. He says, together, awesomeness overload. Well, thank you, sir. And he has been a guest for us on Video Rockstars.
He has.
And by the way, I'm just going to make a
Guest
note
speaker.
here. Guest speaker. Yeah, that's right. Guest speaker. And this man knows his stuff. He is really good, and he's one of the most kind, gentle, and yet overly gracious people that you meet. If you got a chance to see his stuff, do so. Robert Kane III, you can look him up, and he's using eCam as well, and teaching me things too. So a real good thing there. And love the community. This must be a Facebook user, someone that might be with our Video Rockstars.
Yeah. So in StreamYard, if we were using StreamYard, I would say go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, and folks could add their name. They could say, yes, you can show my name through StreamYard. So there must be something similar to Restream. Do you know what that URL is?
Well, we're using eCam here, which is it's a different function, and Restream
I thought we were using both.
We're using both right now, but we're controlling this right here with eCam.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, we're using Restream right now, which is an incredibly powerful tool to be out. As you can see, we're getting people from Facebook coming in, but then we can get others coming in from, let me see, we had a comment earlier.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, right here from Marvin. Marvin came in. Notice that's from LinkedIn, all at the same time. So it's like I say, with Restream, you can go out and be on all those channels at the same time and even be there simultaneously also. So you can do both. It's pretty amazing. And, I think it's good. So yeah, but love the community. That's right. Whoever said that, we appreciate it. And you got it, Robert. That's right. It's a lot of good things happening. So I see our Video Rockstars program really going strong and doing well with a lot of good things happening there.
Yes, and we're bringing on Nate Woodbury, who's going to teach some intense, advanced masterclass real soon. In fact, it's called I have a new domain, the YouTubersMasterclass.com. And you can get registered for that, for the free part of that. And Nate Woodbury teaches YouTube, advanced techniques, SEO. He's helped several people basically build a seven-figure business around their YouTube channel. So you can go to that and get registered for that too.
Okay, very good. And comments coming in here. Oh, Robert's got a comment. See what that is? Facebook has been acting funky with comments through Restream recently. I have not experienced that, but that is something going on. There must be something going on with the tech gods. I think the demons and the gods of tech are doing something like today. For whatever reason, I mean, we're sharing just real stuff here. I've got a call with a client. We're talking, and all of a sudden, it just freezes and dies. I think, what's going on here? And for whatever reason, my Ethernet is not working. Wi-Fi is working. And it's not like I was wiggling around the cords or anything, so we got to figure that out. And that's a whole other thing, too. Here people look and they go, oh, Terry and Gina, you know technology. You don't have any problem. No, we have a lot of them. But we learned, okay, we're going to figure out that and make it work.
Workarounds.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite word.
Yeah.
Besides challenges.
Workarounds are essential for living life on planet Earth. Now, Omicron's that E3, they don't have that. Oh, never mind. I'm not supposed to tell humans that. Never mind. Never mind.
You're good.
It's fun. Well, Gina, another big thing's been going on, and that is that we have seen Podfest going on. Tell us a little bit about Podfest and what it is.
Well, Podfest is a global community that our friend Chris Kremitz has started and has grown from just a couple people meeting in a diner talking about podcasting to a huge global event. They've already have over 5,000 people registered right now. we're headed into our second week. We're sponsors. Video Rockstarz is a sponsor. You were MC of a mini con within the professional speaking conference within Podfest. So it's a global virtual conference with speakers talking about podcasting and related topics, marketing, branding, video to podcast. In fact, I'm going to be speaking on Tuesday this week at 5 p.m. about video to podcasting to monetization.
And if you want to find out about that and get involved, it's a $49 charge, and we'll give you a code right now that you can use to get in for $49 ticket off. So then, and it's free.
Free.
That's free. And here's what you do: go over to Podfest Global as one word, Podfest, F-E-S-T, Global, G-L-O-B-L-E, or B-A-L. No, you should spell it right. Yeah, it's important to spell it right. So podfestglobal.online. Not the other kind you can do it, but it's .online. So
actually,
do that.
I think that one doesn't work. Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Okay,
I think it does.
Okay.
So go to podfestglobal.online and then click on Buy Tickets. And when you do, you'll see in the upper left corner, there'll be a thing for applying a discount. So you can apply a discount on that, and that discount will be $49 off the $49 price. Hence, you get in for free if you use this code. Here's the code. Write this down. Terry Loves Speaking. Terry Loves Speaking. That all is one word, no spaces in there, and it can be upper or lowercase. So Terry Loves Speaking, that's me, and so you'll want to see that and see it. Now let's see, we do have a comment here that came in from Kathy. Kathy up there in Michigan. Kathy, loving the community. Not sure my comments are not appearing. Well, they are appearing now. We got you. Kathy, for you, we're going to do it. And by the way, if you ever have friends or you know someone might be going through some challenges with divorce things, Kathy is a wonderful person who has courses, help, psychologically sound. She brings in a lot of experts to help on that, and I'd recommend strongly get in touch with what she's doing.
Just look at that brilliant marketing she has going right there, though. Anytime I see brilliant marketing, I love to say, "Ooh, that's so smart." Just in her Facebook profile photo there, she has her brand, Divorce Support Anonymous, and you can't read all the words, but you can read enough of it to know, oh, I think I know what she does.
Yeah, exactly. So if someone is interested in that, obviously her market is very well defined. They say, oh, okay, we want to get some help on that. And what she has done is similar to what we were talking about with John Lee Dumas. John Lee Dumas found a niche. Kathy has found a niche. Her market is not everybody in the world. John Lee Dumas's market is not everybody in the world. You want those who are doing well. Bob Pick, the dentist is here. Bob Pick helps people, particularly as a periodontist. So he's got real specialized in dentistry. It's not like you say, oh, gee, my side hurts a little bit. You're a doctor, my side hurts. Well, he is a doctor, but he is a doctor that specializes in a particular area. And I'm finding really that's the way to do it. Find a specialty that there's a market for. Make sure you got specialized something that's so tight that people go, we don't care about that, and there's not enough people for it. It's a balance. And then get to be the best at it. Looks really important to get that and to make that happen. So anyway, we mentioned Podfest. By the way, I enjoyed it enormously, getting a chance to work with that. That was good. Oh, and we got another comment here from Lois, and that is podfestglobal.online with Gina. Yes, indeed, with Gina and Terry. And so we're going to do that. And I would recommend doing that if you're doing anything with podcasting, with video broadcasting, or you just want to know what's working in marketing today. That's a good place to be and look at what's there. So that will be a real handy thing. Anything else, Gina, that you want to mention about Podfest or something else?
Yeah, they're working to break their own global Guinness Book of World Records for the largest virtual event. And so they established that record last year, and they're going for over 10,000 for this year. So it's the start of the second week. They do a pre-week. I mean, Chris just does so many brilliant things with the marketing and the organization and the actual effectiveness of this program. It's people are watching it, listening all day long, and they're like, oh man, this is so good. This is good stuff. You can get the recordings if you upgrade. At the $49 level, you just get access to the live stuff. But if you upgrade, you can get the recordings, which is a great deal.
Yeah, I like that way of doing. We're seeing a lot of trends that way. People say it's free to come in, but if you want the recordings, which usually we do, or we can't make it there at that time, the recordings are at a premium price. I think that's a good way that everyone understands. It's fair, and we all have to make money, and this is an entrepreneurial venture. The people that are doing it have to do that. So that's a very good thing. So anyway, we appreciate what Lois put together here with the Podfest Global, and also she put there, Terry, incredible program and terrific MC. Well, thank you, Lois. It was very kind. I did that yesterday, and we got a lot of good comments on it. I was going from 1 o'clock in the afternoon until a little after 7, solid on the screen here as MC, managing it, making sure it's running right, making sure the speakers, who by the way were incredible, wonderful, wonderful people, and we did that and it was good. But sometimes you just gotta, I find in the work that we do as speakers, and if you're a dentist, the same thing would apply. And many professionals, like if you're a surgeon, you have to have lots of time where you're training, you're preparing, you're resting, taking care of your mind, your body, your spirit, and then you got to be on. You're on, you've got to be tight, got to make sure that it's working for you really well in that time period. So make sure that you're following the practices that are important. Navy SEALs the same way. So I think that is important. Well, let's see, according to my notes here, we've got some other things we want to talk about here. Oh, I actually, this week, had something I wanted to share with you real quickly here. I was able to present to a particular group where I talked to them about being a remote advisor, advisor without borders. This was a financial group, and for it was what's called NAIFA, N-A-I-F-A, National Association of Insurance Financial Executives, or agents, excuse me, and this was the Central Florida chapter. And I got a chance to talk to them about business. I want to share this with you right now. Business is about some very specific things, and those specific things would include, I'm going to put that in here. I want to put this over there. There we go. It's going to include, as I'm playing with my buttons here, putting those in there just like that. It's going to be making sure that as you develop your relationships, you're establishing them in the right way. You're also building on top of them in the right way. And what you're doing is you're going to put that in a way so that you don't block the screen like you did right there, just Terry. We're having all kinds of fun today. Work with us, okay? It's just a blast here. And maintaining those relationships too. So you want to make sure that we work with those. And it's always been that way. I like to say, it's kind of like people sitting around the old general store from years ago. They would sit there at the general store and rocking in their chairs and having a good time. I like the way Randy Travis said that, when he said that the old men will sit around and talk about the weather, and old women will sit around and talk about old men. And I think, yeah, that's kind of fun. But I said, it's been that way, and I'm going to make a prediction here. And that's that it will always be that relationships are what matters most. And I learned that particularly well when I was, in undergrad school.
I thought it was when you were in outer space.
When I was in outer space.
Showing outer space.
Yeah, we're showing outer space. Well, the outer space means it's always going to be that way. But I do remember it from Dr. Stanley. Dr. Stanley showed us what to do in many, many different ways. He was a man that showed us, what we can do. And he was the best prof I had in my MBA program at Georgia State University. I'm going to move this around here a little bit. There we go. Well, that's not working too well, is it? We're having some fun here.
You lean
there we
in.
go. There we go. Well, we can kind of lean together.
Yeah, they may not even know who Dr. Stanley is.
They probably don't. But Dr. Stanley was the best prof I had in the MBA program. And he talked to us about a lot of different things. For instance, how you want to be the resource. That's what you want to do. You want to be the person that is a resource to others. So they say, hey, I need to know about whatever it is. They'll come to you. Also, be a person that connects people. I love doing that in my work, getting a chance to connect with people. And very, very important, here's a very important lesson I think all of us can use as entrepreneurs. Avoid the many balls crashing in the air theory of marketing. As Dr. Stanley would tell us that, and he showed us the genuine mini ball. That's the picture there from the Battle of Atlanta. Because it happened years ago that they had that Battle of Atlanta when Sherman came down, they fought and everything. The technology they were using at that time was the mini ball. Now look at this thing again. That little shell right there was lethal. It tore apart buildings, tore apart trees, and did terrible damage to people. But they used it, and because it was so popular, both sides were using it. And they even have replicas right now where there were mini balls really crashing in the air. You'd see them smashing in the air. There were so many of them. And Dr. Stanley's point was always, if you see that, if everybody's doing the same thing, don't do it. Go somewhere else. Get over here on the side. Do something a little different. Don't do it what everybody else is doing. And we see that in marketing. People start out and they try something. Oh, hey, I'm going to try, years ago, hey, I'm going to try email. Oh, email. Oh, okay, a little bit more. Oh, and more people jumped into it because, hey, we heard email's good. And then everybody did it, and we just got swamped with it. And it became known as spam. It became something that we didn't want, and we pulled back. And then out came social media. Social media, we'll get into that and do it. Well, what you want to do is you want to avoid that mini balls crashing in the air theory of marketing, and instead focus on where you have the niche. By the way, Dr. Stanley went on and did a lot. There is a picture of him. Some of you might recognize that picture. His first name was Tom. He's always going to be known to me as Dr. Stanley. He unfortunately is no longer with us here, but he went on later to write a book called The Millionaire Next Door with William J. Danko and a Millionaire Next Door series. The whole idea of you get to be a millionaire not by trying to be ostentatious and showing things off, but rather working hard and taking care of the little things, living below your means. Really a good insight there. So, Gina, you've been able to hear about Dr. Stanley from me quite a bit.
Yes, and I actually met him and saw him speak back in Atlanta a long time ago.
Yeah, he lived in Atlanta there, so it was a great man. But anyway, that was something that was really nice. And Lois has got a comment here, said a resource equals highest calling. Absolutely. Lois, that's wisdom. That is tweetable right there. That is tweetable. That, and then a great book, Millionaire Next Door. Yeah, I see you put that in there, Lois. Thank you. It's really good. And there's a series of books on that, on the millionaire next door and how they live, that they would often, the millionaires were not the one that were ostentatious, trying to show off their wealth, but rather they lived rather humbly and they planned and they saved. So that's how they became millionaires, doing it right. I think that's really, really important on that. And we have Millionaire, one of my favorite books from a Facebook user. That's right, The Millionaire Next Door. Really good one. If you have not read Millionaire Next Door by Dr. Stanley, it'll always be known to me that way, get to know that book. It really is good, and the principles are still good today. Oh, and here's John Tenza from up in Michigan. Hey, Gina and Terry together again, VRS, outstanding sponsor. Thanks for letting us know about these sessions. Oh, you bet, John. One of the top realtors in Ann Arbor and Michigan. He is a guy, if you're in that area, Southeast Michigan, and you need some help with real estate, this is the man to see. John Tenza, look him up. And John, good to have you here with us today, sir. Appreciate it. So, Gina, let's see. We've got that. We've covered that. I think we've covered a lot. Anything else that you might want to add on our, we're going to do it anyway, even if we have technology crashing around us seminar here?
Well, I have two things. Well, number one, do you guys have any questions for us out in the audience there? Let us know.
Yeah.
And number two, can we pull up behind what you're doing here in eCam? Can we pull up Facebook? Because if we went to facebook.com, well, we'd have to, because you're broadcasting in a few different places, we'd have to know which one to go to see where that comment
where do you want to go in
from.
Facebook?
Let's just.
Well, we can't see, because what we can do, there it is. I pulled it up. Now I'm over here on YouTube. So I'm on YouTube right now. We see us over here in the corner, and it's there, so we can go over there.
Facebook.com.
Okay, I'm going to have to do a little bit. What we got to do is you got to wrap your leg around your head.
I would say just go to Facebook like right here.
And what do you mean go to Facebook right here?
Not that you're screen sharing.
Not that I'm screen sharing.
I don't know how it works.
I don't know what you mean. Well, we're going to go over to Facebook.
I'm not an eCam expert.
Yeah, here's what we're going to do. Terry's we're going to bounce over there. Yeah, not yet. It's a good little tool. And we're going over to Facebook. We're heading there right now, and there we are on Facebook.
So, I know. Facebook user that we can't tell who you are. Tell us where you're watching. Are you inside? Are you at Terry Brock personal profile? Are you on Terry Brock's business page? Are you inside Video Rockstarz challenge group? Let us know, and that way we can go straight there and see where you're coming in from. So while we're waiting for them to share that, if they do, an interesting thing that I think would be to share is, I know you're always reading fascinating books. What book are you reading right now that folks should know about? What's exciting to you?
Oh, gee, I'm reading a lot. I'm reading, of course, The Daily Stoic. I read that regularly, every day. I highly recommend it, written by Ryan Holiday, and talks on the principles of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and really good people that long ago said a lot of wisdom and put it down in the form of books. Sometimes we got it from other places, but Seneca was another one that was very, very good. So I'm reading that, and then reading on structure and strategy, another book that was talking about not Mao Zedong, but one of the people that Mao Zedong followed was Sun Tzu. And looking at Sun Tzu, what he said, and Niccolo Machiavelli. And his strategy and his wisdom. Reading that right now, and it's got some really good ideas.
You just read this lightweight stuff that you can find on any drugstore shelf, right?
Yeah, but it's I look at it this way: it's been around for a long time. Those books have been here, and it's interesting to see the commentary that modern day authors are putting on that as well. And let's see, we've got some of you make this look so easy. I'm joining from Facebook. Terry Brock is live now. Yes, indeed. So we've got John over there on his Facebook side, and a lot of folks on Facebook. And by the way, yet another reason to use Restream. Speaking of which, Restream, there you go. We're covering up Gina, though, with that, aren't we? Gina, lean over this way.
I think that's a good headshot.
Is that a good headshot? There we are. Yes, Restream. And if you go to bit.ly, Restream for you, you're going to get $10 of credit. I'll get a couple of credits on that myself. And main thing is you're going to get a system that gives you the ability to take your message and get it out several places. You're seeing what we're doing right now using Restream. We tie Ecamm into that. And then Ecamm lets us bounce around, do cool things. Then we let Restream do the distribution. Go up to 30 different places all at the same time. So that's pretty nice doing that. So I recommend it over there, and really appreciate the people there. Yes, they're a sponsor, and they're just really good in the way they handle things and the way they handle when there's a challenge on that. Well, Gina, I think that's a lovely little graphic, but you know what? We're going to go back over to this other scene right here. No, we'll actually go over to another one right here. There we are. And we can make a push it in there. And we got another message that just came in. This is Ziana. I met her here on LinkedIn. Very good. Well, we're glad you're joining us here. She, I think I met her kind of, sort of, was in our session yesterday there at Podfest.
Oh, cool.
So it is nice to see you. Good to have you joining us today. And again, we can join on LinkedIn. We can join from all other places, lots of other places on Restream. Well,
okay.
Gina, this is a good one. I'm glad we did it. And by the way, the message is, even in the midst of things going kaplooey, I think that's the technical, that's a good technical term, right?
Yes.
You know, something like that. Even in the midst of it going kaplooey, our Ethernet is still out right now. We're going to have to look at it. What you do is when these things happen to you, not if, when they happen, you adjust. You say, okay, what can we do right now with what we've got? Kind of taking Teddy Roosevelt saying, you know, do what you can with what you got right where you are. And so what you want to do is find out, okay, what can I do to make it happen? We're really enjoying these late Saturday afternoon Restream that we're doing, these live streams using Restream, and being able to see, okay, here's what happened during the week. Here's something that went on with us, important lessons that we learned. For this next week, we're looking forward to Podfest. Getting in there and going through Podfest, Podfest Global. By the way, be sure and get over there if you are not. Now go to podfestglobal.online. Remember, it's the .online, not the other kind. So podfestglobal.online, sign up, use the code Terry Loves Speaking as one word, those three words together. Terry Loves Speaking. Put that in when you go to buy your ticket, and you click on the enter discount code. Be sure to apply that, and it will completely subtract the $49 charge with that $49.
Okay, so let me add a couple things.
Please.
So go to the Podfest, and you're going to go into the Whova app. And Video Rockstarz is a sponsor. We're giving away a Brio camera this week. We gave one away last week, and Jim Foose, F-U-H-S, Jim Foose in the Podfest community, he won it, which is so awesome.
Congratulations.
And we're going to give away another one this week, and we're going to be giving away some PlexiCam. If you guys know about our PlexiCams, we're real excited about those, and a few other things, but we're going to be giving those away. But you got to go to the booth to register. That's how we're giving these away. So look for the exhibitor booth inside Podfest. And then I'll be speaking at 5 p.m. on Tuesday about how to go from video to podcast to other social networks and amplify your work and monetize your work. So you guys are going to enjoy that. And then on Wednesday in Video Rockstarz, we'll be talking about challenges.
Yeah, very good. That's going to be nice. And I'll find something that I'll talk about as well, because we have on Wednesdays, we have our tantalizing tips with Terry, tech tips with Terry.
Yes.
That ought to be kind of fun. And we also have another comment here from Tiziana. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Tiziana, I think Fathers I'm pronouncing correctly, but I'm saying it that way, Tiziana. And she's CSP too. I just noticed that. Certified Speaking Professional. I be one of those as well. Those are good. A certified speaking professional with the National Speakers Association. So even though I don't know a whole lot about her, I know she's really good, because you have to be good. You have to work at that, be very diligent, put it together. And it's kind of like saying, okay, hey, we're going to do a little bit extra here. So good to be here, and it's good to have you here as well. Well, Gina, anything else before we rock it off and have a birthday celebration time? Because, by the way, another thing that happened this week.
Oh, yeah.
My birthday. Yeah. So it was my birthday, and it was a momentous time. Matter of fact, I thought it's probably the single most important birthday that most people will have, particularly in the United States, on this time. And that is when I turned 65. So that was always like way off, and now I'm eligible for this thing called Medicare, and I don't understand all that stuff, but I'm feeling great. The vegan diet is helping and feeling good. Need to get back into more exercise to kind of slow down on that, so I just want to get back and do more of that. But it was a good birthday, and we're going to be celebrating tonight too. We
yeah,
did. We
yeah.
did some checking.
You said your doctor says you look like you have your blood work looks like you have the blood of a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
And you're twice that.
Yeah.
You're a little more than twice that.
Yeah. So it's good. But I think that's the point we're seeing today is living forever, living for always and just keep going strong. Well, we're looking at that and toying with that idea. And some really, really smart people, much smarter than me, are saying some incredible things about this. So I would say look into it. And John, thank you very much for the emojis you put in there and all the happiness, the balloons and the letters and the smiley face. That's very nice. Thank you. All right. Well, I think we're all
65
set.
going on 14.
65 going on 14. Yeah.
All righty. Well, thanks guys for watching. Good to see you. And let us know if you want us to, other things you want us to talk about. Just let us know.
Yeah, leave those in the comments. We're going to be checking the comments regularly on this. And if you're catching this as a recording, you're going, oh, I missed the live version. That's okay. We check these regularly for like the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll be looking at it to see, because sometimes people say, hey, I just saw this, and leave a comment on it. If we can help you out, we're looking forward to do that. So for Video Rockstars and my Agorapreneurs, Terry Brock and Gina Carr saying, have a wonderful